bit more. Alright, everybody, welcome to tonight's stream. I am taking a look at Pathfinder Adventures, Rise of the Ruin Lords, which is a video game adaptation of the Pathfinder Adventure card game, which is essentially taking Pathfinder, which is a kind of like a D&D clone that came off with some of the creators of that, and that were previously there, moved on to create Paizo, and then created Pathfinder, which is like loosely based off the 3.5 rule set. So then what Asmodee did, who made this game, is they took that their card game format, which is allowed for like quick sessions, so you can kind of set up, you create your character using cards that you have laid out, and then they put it into video game format, so you can get it on PC through Steam, you can get it on your tablets, on your phone, and it's just a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new game, and then we'll kind of dive in there and see what happens. Hopefully my rolls aren't too bad. So actually, let's check out Rise of the Goblins, because this is the newer one. So we'll kind of check this out and see what's going on here. And it looks like this put me into a match where I am currently have taken a damage. That's not exactly what I wanted to do here, so let's go back to the main menu. And we will start. Alright, we'll go permanent? No. Alright. We want a new one. That's what we want here. So now here what we have is we can pick our heroes. Basically it'll be like our adventuring party if you were, say, playing a game of Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons. So right here is kind of like shows the attributes of the character, because you also roll dice for this game too. So it's not just a card game, and it's just not a card game like Magic the Gathering Arena or playing Hearthstone or something like that. It's a little bit different, and you'll see that here as we go on. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go with these pre-made characters we got here. We're just going to roll with 2 with base equipment and see what happens here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, this is your main screen, so this is like your adventure that you would then go on. So you kind of pick a starting area, like what adventure do you want to play, because the card game itself also gives you a little card, and it tells you how to set up your adventure then. Because what you'll be doing is you'll be exploring locations, and then somewhere within one of those locations that you're working on is going to be a boss, and that's who you want to beat after you narrow it down to so many locations to where he can't escape anymore. Once you do that final confrontation with him, then you finally win and get your rewards and stuff like that. So we'll hop in here. We'll start with Brigadoon. And well, let's get started up and going here. So, it just kind of starts out, it gives you a little bit of story, because like I said, on the cards, there will be a little bit like story, lore, some of them you can flip on the back and read about it as well. Alright, so we got a little bonus for this. So during a scenario, if a monster's power causes you to recharge a card, you can draw a card after doing so. When you acquire an ally, you discard a card. So kind of double-edged thing, you get to draw a card if this happens. If not, you might lose a card if you get an ally card. So but we'll pop on here because you get ally cards, equipment cards, item cards. It's just like I said, it's just like you're playing like a game of Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons. So it's just in a card format, which is now in a video game format of that card format. So this is going to be the boss right here that we are trying to find and defeat. So, you know, it shows he's a type monster. The combat 10 is what will beat him. He has powers here. Before you act, recharge 2 cards. And now right here, this next set is his henchman. Because what happens is, for however many locations you have, you'll take your boss card and then you'll add in the henchman card. You would shuffle that up and then divide it among these areas because you don't know where this guy is going to be. But that's what you're trying to find, or you're trying to narrow down and close out each of these couple locations, which will be like these marks right here are going to be the different locations that he could possibly be at. Alright, so now for the video game format here, this is kind of like your starting screen. You can pick where you want to put your characters. They can both go into the same spot, or they can start in different locations. You can put the order that you want them to act as well. So I'm going to first take her, and I'm going to throw her in the woods. And I'm going to throw her right down there. But I want to start over here in the woods. Okay, now's where you pick the turn order. Sorry, I thought you had done it earlier. It's been a little while since I've played on here. There we go. Alright, so now we are in the first location, which is the woods for Amani, that I'm going to do. Up here in the corner shows that there are 11 cards in this deck, so what you do is each turn you get to flip one card for free, and that's how you kind of proceed through the location, is by going card by card. So we're going to grab that, we'll pull it out here. Alright, so the card that popped up has an intelligence 10 check. Would have been nice if my other character was there, because it would have done totally better for this. So, you know I can't roll it, but we'll just do this anyway. I got a 1. We're just going to banish the card because I know this character is not going to be able to get it. And now I'm going to move to my next step. So I can't do anything else with this character because I don't have anything that would let me explore the deck, this location further. So now it's going to jump to my next character's turn. And up at the top here I have, this is how many turns you have left. You start with 30 and then it goes down from there. Alright, so we get a +2 on this, so we're going to roll and see what we can get. We got 12, so we acquired this card. I'm going to discard a card. And I'm going to discard the... Okay, so now I'm going to play this card to discard it. So now I can explore the location again. Alright, so what I just did is I recharged a card, and the recharging that certain card added an extra dice to my roll. Now, I've only still got a 4% chance to roll a perfect 10, but if I do get it, I may get a new weapon or something. And I got a 7, so I lost out on this as well. And we're just going to banish it because I know I'm not going to be able to make it back through there since I already used the one possible card I had. We're going to go one more time. Since I have another blessing here, we'll just go on and kind of make it through here and see what's going to happen. You know, just for the fun of seeing like what the game's offering. Because obviously your end goal is finding that guy and closing down your location so he can't escape anymore. Combat 14. Okay, so now we might have a chance. So we get a 50% chance to beat this monster. And we get a 14, so we beat it. And now we're going to recharge my card. And then also down here where it shows the deck that I have 11 cards, that's also your life too. So once your character runs out of cards to use, that's basically that character becomes exhausted. Alright. We have 100% to succeed this roll, so no matter what I rolled, I would have gotten that sword, which is nice. But the problem now is I've got to discard a card because I can only have 4 cards in my hand. That is my deck size for, or my hand size for this certain character. I'm actually going to get rid of that because the weapons are super useful for me. Alright, we're going to use this card so that I can draw another one, and we're going to evade this so I don't have to fight. And we can recharge invincibility, so that comes right back. So, that wasn't too bad at all. Let's see. Okay, we're going to use my Sage here, and we're going to discard that so I can explore through here again. And we got a 66% chance to succeed here, so we'll kind of see what's going on. And hopefully I roll good. And we rolled a 5, so I got the chainmail armor here. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's see. Alright, we're going to explore one more time since I can. And we've got another monster, so now... Oh, it deals combat damage before then, too. Okay, so that armor that I just acquired, what I did was I recharged it, which brings it back into my deck, and what that did was kind of take away some of the damage he did to me. And now, I'm going to use Force Missiles so that I can beat him, because I don't want to take any more damage and lose any more health. And I can recharge his Force Missile, so I have a chance of getting this card back now. And that's going to be it for this character right now. I'm going to draw, get some more cards, and we're going to switch back over to my other character, who isn't having so much luck. So 12 plus 3. I'm going to use the weapon to throw in some more so we can beat him. I definitely, especially with this character, don't want to take damage and lose her since she's kind of like the bronze behind it. Hopefully she'll be the one that eventually encounters the boss once we get there. she can't go, so, you know, I don't have to discard because I don't have too many cards in the hand. I get to draw my 1 to bring my hand size back up, and now it's the next character's turn. And we're going to explore again. And I'm going to use a blessing to grab this. And I failed. So I do not get my Fox, which could have kind of been useful for that blessing there. And since I've got a couple blessings down here, I'm going to use another one so we can explore here again since we're getting down. Let's go with it. Feeling good about this one. And another 5. This is absolutely horrible. No, I don't want to take too much more out of her life pool there, so we'll go to the next. Oh, I got a potion of invisibility. Alright, so what I did with that last card was I brought it up to the change, which is banishing the card. So that removes the card from the game at this point. But it allowed me to evade that monster that I didn't really want to fight at the time. Because I had a low success rate. But now I have this barrier that popped up, which is Dance with a Squealy Nord. So it's a Wisdom 9 or a Combat 18. So we're going to do that, and we're going to use our long plus 1, which gives us a 58% chance. Because then if I do this, I get a chance. I'm going to recharge that, take the damage away. The barrier goes back in there, so I could come up against it again, and I lost one of my weapons. So that didn't really work out too well for me. End of turn, it's going to bring my hand back up to the hand size 4. And boom! Alright, so now that a henchman has popped up here, I know this area does not have the boss. But now that I am up against this henchman creature, I could close out this location if I can beat this henchman. So we're going to see what we can do to it. I've got to recharge a card, so I'm going to recharge my outlay. And now I need a combat 8. This adds 2. So we're going to use Lightning Touch. Just because I want to beat this guy, I want to close out this area. And with Lightning Touch, since I beat the guy, I can recharge it. And now I have the option to close this location, which, yes, I want to do. And I'm going to use my blessing to double my chances here. We're going to roll, and we got a 10, which is above the 6. So now we have closed this location successfully. So you still go through your end of turn cleanup here. We'll draw back up the hand size, and it's going to switch to this character. Now what's going to happen is, on my other character's next turn, I'll be able to move her to another location. I'm going to grab that because it's a nice little card to have here. And we're going to clean up. Alright, so now that this location is cleared up, there's nothing remaining up here in the pool at all to go through, I'm going to move. And the game kind of shows you here by kind of highlighting here. So, now we know, this is the map here. So, whoop, kind of moving away. So with the X on it, now we know we've cleared it. And I've got one person right here. So I'm actually going to move her. I'm going to save that spot for last. I'm going to move her down here and see what's going on. And then, you know, we start over again. It's a pretty simple routine, and it's a lot of fun, like, when you're actually playing 1 and 2. And, I'm going to use some invisibility. And we succeeded, so we recharged that. He went back in there. And then we're gonna skip that. I just got one of my attack moves back I saw, which would be nice for in case I come up against somebody again. But what I was gonna say too is it's nice when this is laid out and you're playing it against with your group of your friends around too in the physical format. Hopefully this will be getting multiplayer added to it. It's one thing they've been talking about for a while. It just has not been implemented. But the game plays very well. Everything reacts smoothly. The randomization is nice. It gives you that same feel as if you're actually playing it, shuffling up these decks, making these locations. Because these locations aren't set each time too. What happens is once you choose a scenario to play, it then tells you, okay, you're going to have these locations depending how many players you have. The more players you have, and like for this, it would be the bigger your party size is, then you'd have more locations, because more characters to kind of even that spread. And then when you look at those location cards, or the game automatically does it for you, in this case, it tells you, okay, you're going to randomly grab 3 items, 2 monsters, throw in a couple blessings, which are just kind of like neutral cards that have some little special effects, which is like the main turn counter, and that's what gives us kind of double our dice. It's going to tell you what to put into each of these locations, so every single time it's going to be completely different, because you're just grabbing from different stacks randomly. And that's what kind of makes it a little bit different than your standard card game, because it's like you're building a custom adventure every time you play through. No 2 times are going to be the same. Yeah, your end goal each scenario is going to be the same henchman and the same bad guy to fight, but the cards you come across, the order you come across, to where they're at, that's never going to be the same, which is really great and unique. And here we go. Alright, so we get to recharge 1. I'm going to recharge this. Combat, we got a 66% chance. I really want to beat him, so we're going to use the Great Sword. And we hit him with an 18. Beautiful. Yes, we want to close this. And hopefully we can roll a 3. I'm going to roll this. We got a 4. This location. So now we know we have another location where the boss was. But this is closed out. So now as we narrow down to where the final boss is, there's less places that they can run away to because we already cleared out their guys. And that's your goal, is you're trying to narrow it down to one location. You know the boss is there. So once you finally confront him at that location where he can't run, then he gets finally defeated. We have a 4% chance. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, that was so close. So close. But I don't want to come across that again because I'm just going to be wasting cards trying to open it. So we're just going to banish it, remove it from the game. We won't get that extra loot, but that's alright. Alright, so now we know this area is closed out, so we're going to move her to a new location. Since we have one down there, I'm going to move her up here to kind of take on what's going on up here. And I'd also note, too, is up here, I've only got 17 turns left, and there's 2 spots to go through. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully this doesn't end in a bust. Like it can sometimes. Sometimes you can fail your adventure. Just like if you were playing an actual game, or if you were playing an actual session of Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons, you know. Your DM could be a dick and wipe your party if you wanted to, or your rolls, what you're doing in here too, could affect you negatively, and you just can't make it. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we can win. If not, it'll be alright. Oh, cool. Standard melee. Let's do it. We're going to use my bear now to explore again. I don't have anything that can help me with this, so we'll just roll and that'll be the end of it. We don't have any cards that allow us to play or search through the location again, so there's that. And here we go. Alright, put a card on the top of your deck. We're gonna put the alkaloid. Alright, we beat him. And I can recharge that card. We're going to explore again because I kind of need to maximize what I'm doing each turn to make this proficient. Alright, we gained another ally, so that's nice, you know. We're going to recharge this and to bring back a card. So that turn wasn't too bad. We're going to equip my great sword here. We knocked out that guy. I can explore again, which kind of sucks because I'd like to have maximized that turn because, you know, we're kind of getting down there in turns. Only 15 left. But luckily, health is looking good. The only one I'm starting to worry about is this character right here, which is kind of my sorcerer, because she's only got 3 cards left. And that could be bad. Oh shit. We're going to use invisibility because I don't want to fight that. There's no way this character's going to beat it. And that's going to be the end of that turn. That wasn't too great of a turn because we didn't really accomplish anything useful. I'm going to equip the greatsword again and go in. At least on this character we're kind of down. But there's nothing else I can do here. Alright, so we found our bad guy. Alright, and now what we're doing now is we temporarily closed our location. So that character cannot run away. We're going to recharge that, and we're going to recharge the alpha. And here we go. Alright, so now we only have one location left. We got 11 turns. Okay, cool. So we have 11 turns and 9 cards to go through. So as long as I can maximize what each person does and each person to make it through a card, I could beat this. Because now we know that there's a henchman in this location because it's not closed. And there is the boss here. I did not realize I had another area open. So let's see here. Alright, this guy again. Battle X +1. Oh, that wasn't good. I don't like that. Oh, that was bad. Oh, see, that wasn't good at all. Why did it, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's not any better. Well, that was not good at all. Things are starting to look bleak. Well, I don't have anything to help with that, so that's not good at all. John, how's it going? And thank you, Steven. I'm glad everything looks and sounds good. It's been a while since I've actually streamed a PC game. So I wasn't sure if my settings were going to act up, because, you know, Windows 10 had this big, like, feature update, and it kind of, like, made me have to change all my settings that I used for, like, when I'm streaming with the capture card with the PlayStation 4 and the Switch. So I wasn't sure if that was going to mess up on with the PC stream as well, but I'm glad everything's looking and working good. Alright. So we have 8 turns left and there's 6 cards left. This character is out of health. So, let's use invisibility. No, I lied. I don't want to do that. We're just going to attack it. And we're going to destroy it. And we're going to recharge that card. And we're going to recharge this. And we got some health back. Which is nice. Alright, so at least we beat the guy, and I recharged to get some health back on that character, so that'll be alright. Ooh. That was not too great. Can we get it? And we did. We're gonna use this right here. I'm gonna heal a little bit here. Alright, 5 turns, 3 cards. Let's see what we can do. Alright, here's the bandit. Recharge 1. I'm gonna recharge the great club. I'm gonna equip my great sword, and we're just gonna destroy this guy. Shit. Sure, let's beat this. So obviously I've made some bad choices. Alright, and here he is. The big bad guy. The guy we are looking to defeat. So we're gonna fight this guy. We're gonna recharge that, and we're gonna recharge the Acolyte. Oh, we are going to use some force missiles. And we hit him with the 10. There we have it. So now that we had all the other areas closed and we beat him, he isn't able to run away because there is nowhere for him to run now. Because we've secured everything. Kind of closing your areas are like your security. You got these places locked down. He can't get back to them or escape to his henchmen. And there we go, guys. We had a victory. Which, the first couple times I actually played it, I had a rough time. Like, we've done pretty good in playing on the actual card game and making our way through it. And, like, we own all the sets of it. We need to, I think we have 1 set or 2 sets that we need to finish buying the expansions for. But we have 2 complete sets and the starter sets for the other 2 sets that are out. And we used to play that often. It's a lot of fun. It's a little easier to get into if you don't have time to set up like a whole D&D session or a whole Pathfinder session or Fate, whatever type of game you're playing in that kind of way. This is great to be able to, just pull out the box, grab a scenario card, set up the locations, set up your characters, and then start going through. And then even then, once you beat that and you know what you need to go to next, you could just do that 1 session, put it away, keep your characters together, and the deck that was created for them, which is like their equipment and gear, and then you can pull it out later and then continue on the next part of it. So it's just a really cool thing, and seeing that incorporated into a game where everything works so well is really great as well. So we won. We're going to get some cards. And now it looks like we get some skill points. So now we get a +2 on strength stuff, which is nice. Okay, so now what happens is once you come to this next screen is what you do at the end, because every character is limited to what they can hold. They can hold a certain amount of cards. Like here it shows I can have 5 weapons, I can't have spells, I can have 2 armors, I can have 2 items, 2 allies, and then 4 blessings. That'll never change. Your deck will always be based off of those things. Like, that's that character. That's what it has. Now, but what will happen is, as you go on and you earn stuff, you'll get better items and better weapons. So once you get to the end, you're going to have this group of cards you've collected, and then you can reform your character with the new stuff you would want. And then once that's done, you start your next adventure, and then each adventure that goes up has a chance for better and better things. So we're going to keep the Caltrops because I like that. So we're going to get rid of that. And now weapons. 4, 4, 3. I like my +1s. I like the short sword. So I'm going to get rid of the quarterstaff. That's 1d6. I'm actually going to get rid of the sword because actually the Rinser, I'm pretty sure I completely screwed up saying that, so I'm sorry. Let's get a little better because it gives me 2d4s instead of just that 1d6, so that's kind of nice. So now you go back to view all. You're good. Now I hop over to my other character. She can't have armor, so we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that there. And now she's all set up. Alright, so then what happens now is, you know, we've kind of completed that. We've completed the first 2 parts, and now we can move on to the next part of the scenario if we choose. Oh, sorry. But here's kind of an overview of the map. You know, you're trying to make your way all the way through here, so you know Poison Till and Brigadoon's kind of where you start out, and then you slowly start unlocking more adventures and making your way through the world until the end, because you know each one is kind of like a story. You're working your way through your story, and you have so many different ways to do it and get to the end of it. You know, will you be the hero, will you make it there, or will you perish? Like I said, it's fun. It's also a physical card game, which is awesome to check out if you want to play with your friends, because right now this is just a single player game. They said they were working on multiplayer, they just haven't been able to incorporate right yet, or to where it works well enough. So we'll see when that comes. But I hope you all enjoyed. I'm glad we made it through some. It was a lot of fun. Make sure to stop back later this week, and we'll see who else is up is streaming. I think Lee is going to do something later on in the week. And I'm not sure what we'll be back with next week. Maybe I'll pop into that Need for Speed since you guys wanted to see that as well, because I don't think there is really anything else coming out between then. But again, I'm going to say thank you for watching. You know, make sure you're following Voxel Voice on Facebook. Make sure you're following Voxel Voice on Twitch and YouTube, as long as you support me and watch me on Twitch at After Image Creations and checking out these videos, because I'll post this up later on for anybody that missed this week's kind of like episode that I do, and they'll be over on my YouTube channel, which is After Image Creations. So again, thank you all. Keep a lookout in the group. Maybe drop in, make a post. Drop some suggestions for what you'd want to see, what kind of games you would like to see played. If you'd like to see other different things, like I tried doing, like I've been doing the dive into DLC episodes as well, where I'm looking at DLCs for different games. I'll probably go back then and revisit them. This is kind of a nice, neat way for me to kind of jump into games that I haven't played in a while or that I want to go back to. So I do it with you guys, and you guys get to experience it with me. I'm re-experiencing it, working on stuff, so it kind of helps me come back to that backlog. So thanks again for sticking around. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday and every day in the Voxel Voice group. So again, thank you all, and I will catch you